What a breath of fresh air. Hi everyone, 안녕하세요 여러분. My name is Shandorage, welcome to Cinemarea. This channel is all about South Korean movies, so let's take a look at a television series. Wait, what? In all seriousness though, Kingdom or Kingdom is definitely worth talking about, and basically it says The Walking Dead can suck it. Okay, but seriously, this show is great. In case you didn't know, it's a zombie flick, it's a zombie show, but it's a lot more than that, and it's a lot better than anything out there right now. Korean filmmakers are somehow able to handle zombie stuff very, very well. If you've seen Train to Busan, you know what I'm talking about. That is basically a perfect movie. It's not just a great zombie movie, it's just a great movie in itself. And yes, I'm going to talk about it one day. But anyway, Kingdom. Why is this so good? Actually, there's so many aspects to it that I don't even know where to begin, so let's start with the story. First off, in case you didn't know, this is a period piece, so it takes place in the late 1500s or the early 1600s. It's not really specified. That reason alone is able to distinguish Kingdom from other zombie flicks because, you know, it's usually the present day, or it's the end of the world, or it's the apocalypse, or whatever the hell it is. What's also great about it being a period piece is that guns are sparse, so they have to use swords, knives, whatever at their disposal to fight the zombies. Or each other. For me, it's a huge plus because it feels more authentic. For example, I cannot really buy into the Walking Dead universe because, you know, with today's weaponry, those zombies would have been gone a long time ago. And the zombies themselves are a huge plus also because they're fast and they eat you up in no time and they're an actual threat. And they're dangerous. Another huge plus is that there is an actual reason for a disease. How rare is that in a zombie flick? And there's hints in this season that there might be a cure for this disease, so it's very, very interesting. It's gonna be very, very exciting. And I've just realized that I strayed away from the story aspect, okay, so sorry. So the story centers around the Crown Prince, played by Ju Ji-hoon. And apparently his father, who's the king, is sick. He hasn't seen him in, I think, about 10 days. He doesn't even know what the hell his father is doing, how the hell his father is doing. Now, as the story moves along, we get to see that there's some really nasty stuff is going on in the royal palace, and there's basically a conspiracy going on against the crown prince and the king. And right in the middle of that, zombies are starting to show up and they start to eat the people alive. Up to this point, you might think that, oh, it's just another zombie flick. Well, it's not. It's just as much a political thriller as a zombie horror flick. And here I think that neither aspect would work without the other. They're very, very much connected to each other. So overall, what I really like about Kingdom from a story perspective is that while the zombies are there, I don't really feel like that the zombies are the main focus. When they show up, it's great, it's exciting, it's awesome. But every other aspect of this show is just as important and just as interesting. God, it's really hard to talk about this without spoiling anything. Shit. Okay, let's take a look at the characters and the director. So Kingdom is directed by Kim Seong-hun. He has also directed the movie A Hard Day, which I have seen and I've really enjoyed. He has some other stuff that I haven't seen yet, but I am going to. I think that when it comes to a TV show, it's very, very important to have someone at the wheel who has a vision. And you know, a lot of TV shows have different directors for different episodes, and it's not the case here. And I think that the show benefits from it a lot. The whole series is a very natural flow, and the look and the feel is always the same because, you know, is the same guy behind the camera. And he's doing a great job, by the way. And the cast. The cast is freaking fantastic. I've already told you about Ju Ji-hoon. He's playing the Crown Prince here, and I loved his character. And I loved his acting also. His character is basically a single ray of light in a sea of darkness. Because yeah, there's definitely some clash of the classes here, and it's done very, very well. And the Crown Prince and his bodyguard are seemingly the only two people in the upper class who are actually worth a dime. What I really love about the Crown Prince's character here is that it slowly revealed how pure-hearted he is and how much he cares about the people, really. Because in the beginning of the show, you don't really get the feel of that. And it's great. You're being distracted. You're being lied to, but in a good way, okay? And as the story progresses, you kind of get to see how noble he is. And I love these kind of noble characters in Korean dramas. Kim Seong-hun, who plays his bodyguard, is just as great here. I've seen him in a couple of movies before, and he usually plays side characters, and he is kind of a side character here, but he has a major, or should I say a more major role here, and he's great. You know, he's the kind of bodyguard who says, Your Majesty, you shouldn't be doing this, we shouldn't be doing this. Your Majesty, don't do that, don't do that. Oh, here we go again, don't we? Okay. He brings a lot of humor, a lot of levity to this show, but also he can be very, very serious when the situation needs him to be serious. And he kicks a lot of ass too. Kim Seong-hun plays a mysterious warrior? We don't really know. We don't really know if he's a warrior or not. Apparently, he was a tiger hunter, but that's not even sure. His character still has kind of a mystery to him, and I'm sure that some more things will be revealed in the second season, but as of now, we don't really know who he is. What we know is that he is very good with weapons, and he shoots like a motherfucker. I've seen these 6 episodes 3 times now. Yes, I watched the whole thing 3 times, just because I wanted to give you guys a more detailed opinion or a more detailed review. And the first time while I was watching this series, his character was the most controversial for me because he does something that is, well, it's horrific. And at first I thought, no thank you, this is not right. And then he becomes a main character, no, f off, no way. But then I watched it the second time and I was paying a lot more attention. By the way, you should pay attention to this show. Every single bit is very, very important. Anyway, so he does something truly horrific and highly questionable. But then he says something, and if you really think about it, what he says justifies his action. Because if you put yourself into his shoes and you take the time period into consideration, what he's doing makes perfect sense. And his intentions behind it were definitely good. So it's not like he wanted to do something bad, it just so happened to be something truly horrific. So yeah, I approve his character. And last but not least, Bae Tuna, or Doona Bae as you might know her. She is so good here. She's playing basically a nurse. She's a deeply caring person, she cares a lot about people, she cares a lot about sick people especially. But when danger arises, she's there, and she's brave, and she's doing whatever she can. She's braver than most of the men here. In other words, she's got balls. Doona Bae is a great actress. I mean, this shouldn't come as a surprise. If you have seen Cloud Atlas or whatever flick she was in, she's always great. But here, now that she's a tiny bit older, I'm not saying she's old, she's just a tiny bit older, there's some sort of a wisdom around her. It's really hard to explain. There's some sort of a wisdom oozing out of her, and it's just so good to see. And her character made me think also because, you know, she's definitely a strong female character. But she's also totally feminine. So it is possible to write strong female characters without sacrificing their femininity. What a breath of fresh air. There are some villains in the series too. The main one is played by Ryu Seung-ryong, and if you've seen Miracle in Cell Number 7, for example, you know that he's an awesome actor and he's doing a great job here as well. Everybody's doing a fantastic job. And I haven't even talked about the cinematography. I mean, come on. This show looks beautiful. There's a lot of totally symmetrical shots. Wes Anderson's name came to mind. I mean, I know that this is a channel dedicated to Korean movies, but of course I don't just watch Korean movies. I mean, have you seen the Grand Budapest Hotel, for example, by Wes Anderson? What a movie. And yes, it's Budapest, not Budapest. I'm Hungarian, trust me. Anyway, the cinematography is beautiful. This show looks beautiful. Korean TV shows tend to have a TV show look about them. And this fact actually got me away from TV shows for a long time. But then I saw 3 Days, and then I saw Healer, and now I just want to see a lot more. But Kingdom is an exception. Kingdom looks very much like a movie. The quality is impeccable. Shit, I barely talked about the zombies, right? Well, they're fast, they're hungry, they're ruthless, and their makeup is awesome. But in all seriousness, if you can handle some blood and gore, if you like political thrillers, if you like well-rounded characters that feel like actual human beings, then this show is just for you. If you enjoy looking at a great-looking piece of art, this is also for you. If you want to have a good time and you don't mind some blood and gore, it's also good for you. Check out this show, everyone, please. This is awesome. It's gonna be good for you. And I'm gonna give this one 90%. It's not perfect, of course it's not perfect, but it's very, very close to perfection. And I can't wait to see the second season, which is gonna come out in March 2020, so it's not so far from here. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Goodbye.